Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. According to the latest General Hospital spoilers for Monday, October 28th, Sasha Gilmore Corbin appears to be preparing to reveal that Robert Scorpio is her father, making Cody Bell her first cousin. Although Sasha will put an end to their romance in favor of friendship, Cody will be upset and unable to accept the news. Sasha and Cody may wind up venting their frustrations on each other, even if they don't mean it. Because Anna Devane is seeking to find Valentine Cassadine and bring Charlotte Cassadine home, she will interrupt Jack Brennan at work and press him to reveal Valentine's location. Next, Drew Quartermaine will meet with Nina Reeves, who will admit to a major problem that could jeopardize his campaign. Nina may have to assist Drew in extinguishing a fire and repairing some damage. Unfortunately, another dilemma is on the horizon as a result of Ned Quartermaine's private investigator and the possibility that Elaine will establish he is linked with Michael Corinthos' wife, Willow Corinthos. Other GH spoilers suggest Jason Morgan and Damian Spinelli will work together. Spinelli may help Jason figure out where Jen Sidwell is now that he's in the United States. Sidwell was last seen in Miami, but he is on the move and fast. Spinelli might discover how far Sidwell has progressed and how long Sonny Corinthos has to handle the stolen diamonds. Regardless, Holly Sutton will arrive to inform Sonny that they have reached an agreement, but he will caution him that this is not the case yet. Sonny will bring Holly inside his office, where she will be confronted by Jason, who will worry if she is disrupting a business meeting. Jason will argue they are all there to talk about the same thing, Sidwell's gems. Sonny may argue that Holly understated the threat and request a higher percentage if she expects him to assist her. Laura Collins will breathe a sigh of relief when Heather Weber announces her departure from General Hospital. Curtis Ashford covertly persuaded Stephen Weber to accompany Heather to Sedona, but Heather believes it is to reunite with her son. Heather will be upset about leaving Ace Cassadine behind, but Laura may promise to send lots of pictures and possibly video chats. Whatever sends Heather as far away as possible should be okay in Laura's book. Things could get complicated if Heather requests to hold Ace before she leaves. Will Laura make up excuses to avoid handing over Ace, especially since it may entice Heather to stay? Dante Falconeri will have something to do as he waits for updates on Sam McCall's surgery. We'll see Dante question Stephen about Heather and whether he believes she'll make the Arizona move. Heather appears to be planning to go, which means one less item for everyone in PC to worry about. Unfortunately, Dante will face plenty of tragedy in the next episodes. Sam's untimely death is approaching, therefore Dante and the rest of her loved ones will have to mourn a significant loss. According to General Hospital spoilers, Port Charles will never be the same again, therefore we'll have more predictions on what happens after Sam's tragic death. Kelly Monaco, you said it all without saying a word. In the October 24th episode of General Hospital, when Sam was brought into an elevator on her way to surgery, her portrayer flashed the I love you sign, a fitting gesture to acknowledge her admirers on her way out. As one could expect, the gesture elicited strong emotions in onlookers. Ariana Puzo commented, Kelly Monaco really chose love and did it in the most iconic, most Sam way possible. And how? Glad they didn't edit it out, Scarlet Flame said. Fans of ABC's soap opera should expect a rough episode on Friday, October 25th. With Sam going under the surgery and Monaco having already concluded taping, she is unlikely to leave her hospital bed. In August, word spread that the Port Charles veteran had been let go. Her mother later stated that Monaco had filmed her final episode. What happened? We're still waiting to find out. Monaco has vowed to issue a statement, but has so far simply referred to her removal as retaliation at its finest. Fans didn't take her dismissal lying down, they organized an entire #IStandWithKelly campaign to rescue her job and even put together a promo that demonstrated that rumors of Sam's death were highly overblown. Sonny was astonished when Dante arrived by his office to inform him that Sam would be Lulu's donor. Dante felt optimistic about Lulu's prognosis and expected to become closer to Sam after the procedure. Sonny congratulated Dante on how he and Sam handled their blended family, but Dante handed all of the credit to Sam. Dante stated he was concerned that Lulu wouldn't survive the surgery. Sonny volunteered to accompany Dante to the hospital for moral support, but Dante declined. Dante also stated that he loved Sam more than he ever imagined possible. Before Rick found her, Elizabeth assisted Sam in settling into the hospital. After Elizabeth left, Felicia paid a visit as a patient advocate. Sam assured Felicia that she was okay and that Lucas will review everything with her. Maxie and Spinelli quickly enter with balloons. Spinelli and Maxie praised Sam lavishly for what she was accomplishing. "We all know organ donation is a beautiful thing, and so are you," she remarked. Sam stated she just needed one favor, Maxie to intervene if Molly and Christina came to visit. Lucas came, and Sam's visitors left. Sam was startled to learn that Lucas would not be performing her surgery. Lucas emphasized that having doctors operate on family members was against hospital rules, but Sam still felt unsafe. She insisted on Lucas performing her operation and was willing to sign a waiver to make it happen. After Lucas had left, Dante arrived. Dante and Sam spent a few romantic moments as he ensured Sam's comfort. "I wish I had the words to express how grateful I am that you are doing this," a choked-up Dante added. Maxie shared her feelings with Spinelli in the hospital hallways. It seemed strange to her that Sam would be the one to save Lulu, yet if Lulu hadn't been in a coma, she and Dante would have been together for 4 years already. Maxie ultimately told Spinelli that Lulu had planned to tell Dante that she still loved him before collapsing into a protracted coma. Jordan was delighted to run see Isaiah at Bobby's. She sat with him for a few minutes to discuss Lulu's surgery. Jordan assumed that Isaiah had never intended to do transplant surgery again, but Isaiah argued that he couldn't say no to Lucky. Isaiah was startled to learn that Jordan was a transplant survivor, having received a new kidney a few years before. Anna was relieved when Holly arrived into her office. Anna wanted to discuss what she had learned about Sidwell, but Holly stopped her. Instead, she quickly revealed that she and Robert had a daughter. "What did you say?" was all Anna could muster. Anna was relieved when Holly arrived into her office. Anna wanted to discuss what she had learned about Sidwell, but Holly stopped her. Instead, she quickly revealed that she and Robert had a daughter. "What did you say?" was all Anna could muster. The Ashfords and those gathered at the Savoy were taken aback when Rick announced that Heather's sentence would be vacated and she would be released the next day. Portia immediately broke down and began yelling at Rick. Curtis swiftly blamed Rick while defending himself. He didn't believe the judge would liberate Heather. Curtis asked Rick what he believed would happen. Rick assumed Heather would have been sent to a mental health center or a minimum security prison. Rick reminded Portia and Trina that Heather no longer had cobalt poisoning, therefore she was unlikely to pose a concern. That provided no consolation to the Ashfords. "Thank you for unleashing a monster and knowingly putting my daughter's life at risk," she said. "I swear to you, this is not what I wanted," Rick exclaimed hurriedly. Curtis accused Rick of only wanting money. He believed Heather's independence would help Rick get a large payout from the medical equipment business that built Heather's replacement hip. Molly intervened to try to defuse the tension. "Blaming my father isn't the answer," Molly explained. She pointed out that the judge made the decision, which he was entitled to do. TJ was as outraged as Portia, Curtis, and Trina. He couldn't believe Molly would support Rick. TJ stormed out of the nightclub, leading Rick to leave with Molly. Love General Hospital, B&B, Days, or other soap operas? Join the debate on our SC forums. Click here to interact with fans and participate in debates immediately. Portia and Curtis persisted on taking Trina home with them, but she refused. Curtis and Portia refused to take no for an answer, telling their daughter that they would all be safer under one roof. Trina correctly pointed out that Heather hadn't even been freed yet, so there was nothing to worry about that night. However, she did not want to hide or cower. "I spent a year frightened of a psychopath murderer, allowing Heather and Esme to dictate my every movement. I simply refused to go back to that," Trina stated. After Trina left, Portia addressed the elephant in the room. "Do you know what I want to ask the judge? What if Trina were Molly or Jocelyn Jacks? Would his decision be the same? If a serial killer was obsessed with a young white woman rather than a young black woman, would he be free right now?" she questioned Curtis. Unfortunately, we both know the answer to that question, Curtis replied with sadness. Portia was heartbroken that a young black woman was not appreciated as highly as a white one. She was resolved to send Trina out of town to keep her safe. Curtis argued that Trina would never want to leave. Trina won't leave Port Charles. Heather is. Heather Weber will never be a problem again, Curtis assured. Trina returned home and heard a knock on the door. Trina quickly grabbed a kitchen item to use as a weapon, but her guest turned out to be Gio. Gio stopped by to be the buddy she needed at the time. Gio believed Trina could communicate her emotions via music in the same way he did. Jocelyn and Dex returned to Dex's flat. Jocelyn was horrified by the thought of Heather's release, given that Heather attempted to kill her but instead killed Britt. Jocelyn pointed out that Trina was Heather's primary aim. She couldn't imagine how her pal might be feeling. Jocelyn even admitted that Britt and Dex saved her life that night. "Do you ever wish that you killed her?" Jocelyn asked. "All the time," Dex said before adding, "if Heather even thinks about hurting you, it will be the last thing she ever does." Jocelyn implored Dex not to jeopardize his job for her. Molly urged Rick to leave her flat before TJ arrived home and found him there. Rick questioned Molly about how she and TJ were getting along. She stated that they often avoided each other. Rick thanked Molly for defending him. "You didn't have to," Rick replied. Molly responded, "For the record, you didn't have to take Heather's case." Molly hoped Rick was correct about Heather, that she can be a functioning member of society. Molly immediately shifted the conversation to another of Rick's cases, pointing out that it was not too late to dump Ava as a client. "Why should I drop Ava as a client?" Rick asked. Molly was stunned when she said Ava was the reason her baby died. Rick disagreed and explained to Molly why he was defending Ava. "Molly, I am not doing this for Ava. I'm doing this for you," Rick explained. Rick explained to Molly that her vengeance terrified her. "That's me, Molly. I never wanted to see this in my young girl. I've committed mistakes throughout my life, all motivated by a desire to collect what I was owed. I'm not claiming I've moved past that goal, but I'm learning to see when it's damaging," Rick remarked. Rick reminded Molly that it was his responsibility to explain the facts of the case so that she believed Christina's fall was an accident. "I have to prove this to you, Molly, so you can move on and heal," Rick said her. Rick finally got Molly to open up about everything wrong in her life, including her tense relationship with TJ. Rick claimed that Christina's collapse was not Ava's responsibility until Molly furiously told him to leave. Isaiah approached Lucas in the staff lounge and asked if he was prepared for the transplant procedure the next day. Lucas was pleased by Isaiah's experience doing liver transplants on patients with portal vein thrombosis and requested him to explain his method. Isaiah was more concerned about Lucas participating in a transplant involving his own sister and cousin. Lucas informed Isaiah that it was not his choice, but Sam insisted. Lucas wasn't particularly nervous, but he suspected Isaiah may be. After all, Isaiah hadn't operated in years, and now you're signing on to a transplant that has a very high likelihood of failure. After Isaiah left, TJ joined Lucas in the lounge because he thought it was a better option than returning home. "At least I'm not in a bar," TJ said before lamenting his relationship issues. He couldn't believe Molly was more emotional defending Rick than she was after the baby died. Lucas' situation was different, but he told TJ that he had been through the loss of a kid and the affects it had on a relationship. Sunny was interested by Holly's discussion of a business idea and wanted further information. Holly added that Luke had spoken highly of Sunny, and she thought he could be interested in a business connection. Sunny knew Holly was in trouble, and she would not have mentioned Luke so quickly. Holly explained that she wanted some things moved and hoped Sunny could assist. She even discussed Jason's adventure in Africa. Holly then asked Sunny for discretion, but before he could react, Diane entered. As soon as she saw Holly, she fled. Sunny and Holly resumed talking. Sunny was curious about what Holly had in her bag, so she showed him Sidwell's raw diamonds. Sunny's face quickly brightened up. Holly assured Sunny that the gems couldn't be tracked, but Sunny pointed out the obvious. "Someone had them before they got to you, so they are going to want them back," he told you. Holly stated that her primary focus was liquidating the diamonds so that she could soon leave Port Charles. Sunny stated that he didn't generally traffic diamonds, but he would help Holly in exchange for a 30% piece of her profits. Holly tried to persuade Sunny to drop his request, but he refused, informing her that she wasn't his type. Holly agreed to evaluate his request and left him a diamond as a good faith deposit. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.